With the June Clan War Leagues coming tomorrow, let's give you 5 of the best and most consistent attacks for 3 stars at Town Hall 13. What's going on, my friends? My name's Corrupt. Starting at number 5, we have the Pekka Smash. Overall, you want to mainly start this attack off with the Warden Walk because he has a longer range and is very much easier to control. So starting with the Warden, you do want to make sure that you're using him a little bit out of harm's way, though if there's a cannon, no big deal, you can use a couple balloons, but you mainly want to be able to get rid of some of the defenses and look for Seeking Air Mines with the use of the balloons. These are also known as Cocoa Balloons. Well, the main goal is to create a little bit of a funnel. Normally what you want to do with a Warden Walk is to just establish enough of a funnel for you to start moving your way in and to prevent your Pekkas and your Super Wizards from going in the wrong direction. Now you will be using the Barbarian King and the Witches on the other side to create the other side of the funnel. The Witches kind of act very similar to a Siege Barrack in a way. So adding the Witches with the King is a great choice. Normally you can see here that dealing with the Scatter Shot with the use of the Rage Spell really does help, and creating the other side of the funnel with the use of a couple Witches, about 3 of them. That way you're able to start moving your way in. The base identification, there isn't all too much outside of as long as you can open up 2 areas of the base by using jump spells or super wall breakers, you're good to go. Another tip is the use of a battle blimp. Normally the battle blimp is a better call as you are able to focus mostly on getting your smash attack through the base and not going towards the town hall. That's where the blimp comes into play. So you've got those different options, but while you're sending in your attack, you do want to use the Grand Warden ability to protect your battle blimp and your heroes along with the Pekkas and the Super Wizards as they enter through the base. You can also use your back end Royal Champion at this point. The Royal Champion's job is just to get through defenses and make it easier to start moving her way across, even if that means that you have to use her Seeking Shield very early on. Overall though, this is what you want to do in an attack. You want to go all the way across the base, and you want to allow your Royal Champion to start cleaning up some defensive buildings and making it easier. If you unfortunately find a tornado trap, that's completely fine, especially if it's towards the end of the attack. They'll be very careful about it in the core or very close to the town hall by using a battle blimp. So you do want to be very careful about all those different things because they could really make it really difficult for your attack. Overall though, in terms of this, what I would recommend is try to make sure that you're able to get all the way across the base. If there are no holes in the walls, you may want to use super wall breakers to start this off, then using the 2 jump spells to push your way across. It is the most simplest way that I am able to really explain it to you guys, so definitely practice this attack and try to be a bit more consistent and proficient with it, because that way you'll be able to 3-star during the Clan War Leagues with it. Next up, we have the Inferno Dragons with the skeleton spells at the number 4 spot. You guys have been asking a lot for Inferno Dragons at Town Hall 13, so I'm finally being able to show you guys this really strong attack. You mainly want to look for single target Infernos. If there is a multi-Inferno towards the back end, that is completely fine. But as long as there's a majority singles, look for that. Normally what you would want to do though, since the defenses in this way are kind of in around a line to make it a lot more difficult, you can bring in the use of an Electro Dragon up top and the Stone Slammer. The main goal here is to push the balloons into the base. Unfortunately, he finds a tornado trap, but using the cloned balloons, you can get rid of some huge value from a particular area of the base. This can provide a lot more support than you may think, but pretty much what you're doing at this stage is creating a funnel. Then you can create the other side of the funnel with the heroes, or you can actually send them in a little bit later, and you can use the Royal Champ to dive into the core of the base where the town hall is. Let's explain that in a little bit more depth. Pretty much the Electro Dragon is already creating one side of the funnel. You can extend that by using your heroes to get more percentage, and you could start sending in your Inferno Dragons into another quadrant of the base. Pretty much you want to focus everything to go towards the outside and not dive into the town hall. And instead, you want that job to go to the royal champion, where she's going to dive straight the way through, where you're giving her easy pathing. Now, the main goal here should be to use the skeletons to distract buildings such as the scatter shots. You want to make it much more simple for you to start moving your way through with the Inferno dragons, while having the royal champ move her way down to the town hall. And if you're dealing with something like the Inferno dragon and maybe a couple super minions, you can still easily get through it using the royal champ ability through the town hall, using a freeze, along with using the skeletons to distract the super minions, and allowing the Inferno dragons to move through with the warden ability is what you want to do in combination to make sure that the Inferno dragons are sweeping through the base. What I can recommend for you is to use your skeleton spells to where you are going to be distracting for your royal champion and for your Inferno dragons. So your royal champion should be one of your major things, especially as you get towards the back end of the attack. Overall, this is a really strong attack, and look at how many Inferno dragons he still had up. And plus, this was versus an island base, so this is another very consistent attack that you'll want to use during the Clan War Leagues. In the number 3 spot, we have the Mass Hog Rider. All you want to do is use your heroes to get rid of the enemy heroes from the bottom, along with the enemy CC, scatter shots, and the town hall. This can play really well into your hands, so I would recommend the use of headhunters to make the damage from the heroes a lot less. That way you can still move your way through with the use of your heroes before sending all of your hog riders in. So you want to start this attack off by using your Barbarian King and Archer Queen with headhunters and the Siege Barrack, so you have the hog riders from that. So you're going to start with a couple ice golems. This is going to provide a lot of tankage. You're going to use the headhunters, and you're going to use your heroes to get through the enemy heroes and through the enemy CC. Now, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. There's going to be Teslas, these scatter shots, CC, Expos, you name it, all being thrown at you right there. So, to make it easier, you're going to drop a poison on top of the super minions. That way you can start sending in the hog riders. You want to start the Mass Hog. All you really want to do is just get rid of the town hall and all that value that's near there. And that's going to happen for every teaser base. So you can take advantage of that very easily and start sending in your hog riders. You're going to be using your heal spells. You've got about 4 of them. So you're going to try and use them to heal through splash buildings like bomb towers, the eagle, and also multi-target infernos and wizard towers. So you want to be able to work yourself all the way across. Having the royal champion go in with your hogs is a great way to provide a lot of support as they go into the back end, and using the heal spells in areas to where you're going to be healing a good group of hogs to whittle down defenses is what you really want to try and do to push your way all the way across. It can really help you a lot, especially as you get closer to the back end of the base. Overall, this is a really simple attack strategy that can get you really a lot of 3 stars. Keep in mind that you can also bring the use of a battle blimp with balloons and a dragon, but you can also take lightning spells to get rid of a particular inferno and to use with the royal champion. So you've got a lot of options if you want to use Mass Hog, but in this case, using it versus a teaser base, you can use this for a lot of triples during the Clan War Leagues if you're seeing base types like that. In the number 2 spot, we have the Queen Charge Hybrid. The main goal should be to start by using a Queen Charge. Normally, in order to use this, you want to make it a little bit easier on yourself to create the funnel on 2 different sides of the base. That way you can get your queen to charge into 1 compartment. This doesn't really matter what you're getting, as long as you're creating a funnel. The main thing should be to get rid of the enemy CC. But overall, the main goal here should be to mostly focus in on getting rid of the clan castle and creating a funnel. So the island bases is the perfect way to visualize it. You want to be able to get rid of the enemy clan castle by working your way down, and you want to create the funnel by cutting it off here, making it simple. So while your queen is dealing with the enemy CC, you're going to send in your hybrid straight the way in. Now, even though this base is not completely maxed, you still get the understanding of what you're doing. Normally, in order to make sure that it's simple, you do want to use your first heal spell as you go into the base. And once you get to the town hall, as an example like right here, you do want to use the warden ability. Unfortunately, this one was a little early, so he is going to lose a lot of his hog riders. So you do want to be very careful about that. But as you start to work your way through, you've got the use of the rest of the heal, the king, and the siege barrack to start moving themselves and creating the funnel for the rest of your hybrid to start working themselves around. Pretty much you want them to easily start moving themselves through the base as sort of a compartment, making sure that they're getting all the way across so it's not too difficult. Overall, if you want to use other things like the use of the Yeti Bomb, you can do that as well, especially if there's a single Inferno. But you can absolutely crush bases like this, very, very simple, by just using the Queen Charge Hybrid to get a large amount of value, so that way you can get more 3 stars for your clan during the Clan War Leagues. In the number 1 spot, we have the Sui Hero Lavaloon. Now, this is one of my favorite attacks because it uses the Royal Champ method. This is by using the Earthquake spell with the Lightning and the Royal Champ Seeking Shield. That way you can get rid of an entire Inferno compartment. So while your heroes are dealing with those, you can actually use a Royal Champ like this with the Seeking Shield to get rid of an Inferno and pretty much any other structures that can get one shot by her ability. So while the heroes are starting to move themselves in, you want to try and work your way in for maybe a scatter shot, dealing with the enemy CC troops. You mainly want to start this off by going ahead and starting with your Lavaloon, since you've gotten a huge amount of value already. How you want to think of this, though, in terms of a Lalo, is if we slow it down from here, there are not many defenses on the outside. I shouldn't say there's none, but you want to think of it like going all the way across in a donut shape. So while you're moving your way in, this is your point A and into your point B. So you want to be able to get all the way across. Using a battle blimp for the town hall is another fantastic option that you see being used. The haste spell should be to other key structures and to make it easier for your balloons to get all the way across. Using the battle blimp against a core Inferno tower or a core town hall that is isolated is another great option, and you could even bring the use of a heal spell to keep balloons alive. Now, another thing that you can bring is a Ice Hound. You can use the Ice Hound in order to soak up any damage along with freezing stuff like Infernos and scatter shots if they're close. Other than that, you want to think about those things. Now, one tip of advice that I would recommend to you, especially if you want to get better at the Lavaloon, is to go ahead and use your minions right after you send your balloons in a given area. You do not want to time fail. Another thing I would highly recommend that you do is make sure that you're using about 3, 4, or 5 balloons per defense as you move through. It's a little bit easier when you don't have that many defenses on the outside. Other than that, you just want to start powering your way through to make it much more simple for you as an attacker, and you could get the 3 stars with no problem. You can even bring a log launcher, though that could be saved for another video. Overall, this is another strategy that is so consistent, it will get you 3 stars. If you want to check out any more of my Town Hall 13 content, make sure to check out any of the videos I have over here, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also make sure to use code CORRUPT and let me know what you want to see next. I'll be catching you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.